another custom accessory on the 2008 Toyota 4Runner, some interior lights by Govee. These right now are on full brightness. I just wanted to kind of show you how bright they are on full brightness and what type of installation ideas that I used on my car. They can be used on many different vehicles, so they're not specific to this vehicle, but just to give you some installation tips, how these are set up and everything. Right now they're just 3M taped on. See if I can get this light to show you. They're just 3M taped on to this lower portion of the seats. The way that the Toyota 4Runner bottom of the seats are, they've got like a little piece of rubber trim there. And they come with 3M tape on them, and that's just, they're just pressed on real nice. And they're holding very good. If they end up not holding tight later in the future, I will just reattach them a different way. My wiring, I'll show you here in the back, I took my wiring, took this piece off, and I came underneath the carpet here. And my wiring is actually down from this tunnel here, and actually goes up to here and comes through this piece of trim and then this direction here. The same as here on this rear passenger side. You can see this is kind of what I'm sticking to on the Toyota seat. And so they are just 3M taped on, measured about the same distance from the side on this one. And on that side, I'm coming up this piece of trim. So if you can kind of see that. But that's the piece of trim I'm coming up right there. And to show you a little bit from the back side here, my wire is tucked in. See, right there. There you can kind of see it kind of coming up from the carpet end, and it rides up that area there. And then the light is just attached right there in the lower portion. So when the passengers are in the rear of this vehicle, it's going to shine on the back side of their legs. So you can kind of see it's got some light splash up on the back of the seats and in that rear interior. And remember, that's on maximum brightness, so they won't be this bright normally. On the front seats, it's the same thing. These are 3M adhesive. This is called like VHB tape. It may not be a 3M brand on there, but VHB tape stands for very high bond, but it's going to be that foam material with that nice sticky material on one side. So this is how I've done mine. Mine is right underneath this driver's side portion. From this direction from the driver, it's not visible. So I'm just kind of getting underneath there to show you. It will put some light on the pedals for you on the floor mats. And on the passenger side, very similar. It's underneath the glove box. It's kind of give you a view. If you were sitting in this area, that's about what you're going to see. You actually can't see the LEDs. And then when you lean up underneath here, you'll be able to see them. And I've just got the wiring running towards the center console area. And then here, I custom mounted the switch to control these is in this little box on the Toyota. See if I can show you that. On the Toyota, there's this little door right here. It doesn't really do much. It's very small. There's not a lot of storage in there. So I figured that I would put mine in there. So that's the controller. The controller is the power button. You've got some buttons for changing the color, I think is the center one. And then this one on the left changes like functionality. So you can make it go to the music or things like that. They also use the app, the Govee app, which is what I would highly recommend, because that's when you're going to be able to change your brightness and other features that are not available on just using this touch button controller. In this area, you can see I notched the door, the back side of the door a little bit, so my wiring would come through, not get pinched. And I also notched that back piece is where I pulled the controller through the console area there. So that's how mine is mounted. And that also has that VHB tape on the back side. And this allows you to close the door, and then it looks factory. There's nothing there to see, and you can't tell that there's anything even in there. So one of those functionality, I'll show you that real quick if I can. You can kind of see, you get different flash patterns and things. you know, depending on what you're looking for. And then you can cycle through your colors just by hitting the button. One other good thing about these is once you leave it on a color, when you shut the vehicle off and turn it back on, it's going to remain whatever your last feature that you set it to. So that's really nice too, that you're not having to hit this button every time. And it really goes through the basic colors on that controller. So like I said, I highly recommend using that Govee app to do more functionality, to change brightness, to change other scenes and patterns. It's got all kind of stuff in there if you've ever used the Govee products. I will have links in the description for this below if you're interested in products like this. And if you found this useful or helpful, please subscribe and share.